just finished the Insidious live tweet.
You know, I was excited about it because it was like a event, a One Foot in the Grave podcast event. So I actually logged into Twitter for the first time since 2010.
I know, and it turns out that you had actually either hacked unintentionally someone else's account, or someone had hacked your account at one stage.
I believe they hacked mine, then realized there was no value in it because I had no followers and I was following nobody, so they subscribed me to the China Daily News.
But your at name didn't even make any sense at all.
No, I know. I don't know how things work. Maybe it just gives you one if you don't write one for yourself.
Oh, maybe.
I changed it though. I'm now, what am I? Jake of Canada. That's my at name. At Jake of Canada.
What did we say? That's I don't know if it was in this podcast or not, but we discussed that the wrinkles in one's ball sack are called the Jakes.
Yeah, well, you know how that came about?
No.
Well, as I was studying, I was in pre-med, and I decided, all these famous old doctors had, parts of the anatomy named after them. The fossa of Rosenmuller, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I want something named after me. What if we call the wrinkles on the ball bags Jake? Those are the Jakes. The Jakes of the ball sack. They're only really noticeable in cold water.
Or when
Children.
You're changing nappies, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to clean the shit out of the Jakes.
Yeah, you gotta wipe the Jakes real
well. So yeah, I just finished Insidious. Not scary at all.
I was thinking of a different movie, I think. Was this the one with the Annabelle doll?
No, that's The Conjuring.
Oh,
well,
sake.
that's also Annabelle.
I find them all so similar.
So similar.
Now, I don't have the guts. Listen, I don't have the guts to watch The Witch, with the two V's, or Hereditary.
I don't know that one.
The new one.
Or what? Or Hereditary.
Yeah. For some reason, I don't do demonic possession movies well. I find them
that's what Insidious is about.
Yeah, but sometimes they're very standard fare, but these other ones... Also, kids being killed in the movie. Not my...
oh my God! Oh, okay. So I started this whole live tweet thing because I was watching Mother, and
oh yeah,
it was the fucking craziest movie I've ever seen in my life.
And now if I'm thinking of the same movie again, we're talking to somebody with compounded concussions, probably, hopefully not early onset Alzheimer's. Is Mother the one where the lady has a stillborn baby? Well, it's stillborn in her uterus.
No.
But then they perform a satanic ritual and it comes back to life?
No.
What the fuck was that called?
In the Mind of Jake.
Oh, is Mother the one where the... I just described a much better movie that doesn't exist yet. Is Mother the one where there's a shadow thing that goes along the walls, and these two girls and they get adopted after their mother is killed, and then at the end they turn into a moth. One of them falls off the cliff and turns into a bunch of moths.
No.
Am I making that up?
So yeah, this had Jennifer Lawrence in it. And I thought it was going to be the one where the mother has bandages all over her face,
right?
But and then it turns out that it's not their mother or something. I'm going to look that one up right now. I think I'll just Google Mother movie bandage face. Let's see. What's that one
There is
called?
a movie called Stillborn, but that's...
Good Night, Mommy. So that's what I'm going to watch, I think, maybe next. And then our bestie Levi has told me to watch The Room. Or maybe it's just Room. I'm pretty sure Room... I'm pretty sure The Room is the film that the Disaster Artist is taken after.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Oh, hi! Like that one, yeah. So I think it's just called Room Movie.
Oh, wait a minute. No, I did see that one, but there's another one about a mother and a kid who are kept in a room, right? and the kid grows up and hasn't seen the, like the mother was kidnapped and impregnated by the kidnapper.
Oh yeah,
Chrissy
so that's called Room. Yeah, it's called Room. So Levi told me not to read the overview, so I'm just going to skip down to the cast. And I do like the girl Brie Larson. She was in a movie. Oh, and I like William H. Macy too. I like him. So yeah, maybe I'll watch that one. So Room and Goodnight Mommy, I'll be live tweeting those. I'll give you guys like 24 hours notice before I do it.
I went through this phase. That one where the two twin girls and the mother died, but the mother's a witch and she possesses. That's called Mama, M-A-M-A.
Mama.
But I'm still trying to find. I'm still trying to find the one about the lady who has an in utero fetal demise and then conjures it back to life using Satanism.
Maybe The Conjuring?
Feeds on human flesh. Nah, damn it. I don't know.
The Conjuring, perhaps?
I went through this phase when I was studying for my exams that I was just trying to research, and I don't have the guts to watch them, but research like the most depraved or scariest movies ever made.
Yeah.
Winston. Anyway, sorry about that. There's one... tonight's beer, by the way, is a delicious Pump House Blueberry. This is the second time around with this one. So
see,
good.
Because of my liver, I can't drink, but then I thought that we had a pre-mixed gin and tonic in the fridge, and I was like, fuck you, society. I'm going to drink it. And then...
Got the house myself.
Aaron drank it.
Oh, damn it.
Beat me to the punch.
Well, you could just take a bunch of over-the-counter meds. Same thing.
Maybe I'll just take a handful of Tylenol and just see what happens to the old liver enzymes.
Call it good night. But anyway, these movies that I was finding, there's this director named Lars von Trier. Have you heard of him?
No.
His movies are so crazy. One of them's called Antichrist, and it's about it starts out on a jaunty note of a baby falling out of a window and dying. And then the couple ends up having like a sex addiction to kind of like mask their pain, and they go out to this cabin in the woods, but the woman has written a thesis about how Satan is actually nature, and she somehow conjures Satan into the cabin. And it's all about like, there's this, the scenery in it is so fucked up. There's like a deer crossing the road with a dead deer fetus hanging out of it, and then
I mean, but that's kind of true to life with deer.
That's true. It happens. But then there's a fox. They get covered in dog ticks and stuff when they're in the cabin, and then the guy's like exploring through the woods, and he finds this fox, like injured fox, in the grass, and it's like eating its own intestines. And I watched the scene. And it looks very real. And then the fox like looks at him and it says, "Chaos reigns." And I was like, what the fuck is this?
It's fucking crazy though, because animals do that. Like if you've ever come across, like I have in my time, dogs that have been even traded. Hit by a car or attacked by another dog usually is what causes all the guts to come out, or like really bad woundy hissings. Their entrails are all hanging out of them, and they'll be licking them and chewing at them and eating like their intestines and stuff. And you're just like,
it's the weirdest form of intussusception.
How can this possibly be real? Like it is like a fucking nightmare.
What are they called? Not dingoes, but the dogs in Africa, hyenas. If you shoot a hyena through the stomach, it'll eat its own guts.
Gross. But why?
Fun factoid for you.
But also, why would you shoot a hyena in the stomach?
Well, they used to shoot them just to keep them out of their camps. I mean, this is back in like the greenhouse of Africa.
They do have a creepy laugh.
Yeah.
So Insidious, not so scary. I've got a poll up on our Twitter, so it's at True Crime Bros. You can follow these live tweets of these movies on either at True Crime Bros or hashtag True Crime Bros to see the stream. And I've got a poll up 50-50 at the moment of scary or not so scary for the first Insidious.
I voted scary.
Well, you also thought it was about demonic possessed children who were eating their way out of their mother's innards. So
the wrong movie in mind.
Yeah,
Jeez, this one drive me crazy. What that thing is called?
I think the thing, I don't like. I was always scared of horror movies. I don't like the blood and gore only because like it doesn't sort of scare me or anything like that. Like I've watched the Saw movies and just like boring. But
I find them like they're almost like torture porn kind of movies. Again,
well, I don't
like
jerk
Roth
to it
kind
or
of
anything.
No, yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah, like it doesn't really scare me. I want to be so scared that I don't want to put my feet from outside of the bed. And so far, none of the movies that I've watched, like I've watched all the Conjuring movies, I've watched the Insidious movie, both of them, well, two of them. So the latest one and then the first one, which everyone said was the scariest one. I've watched a lot of the Conjuring movies. I've watched Annabelle and Annabelle Beginnings. And then I've watched that Mother movie. Nothing. It doesn't, like, I mean, I feel my heart racing a little bit during some parts of it, but I'm wondering if maybe it's like the music also kind of gives you that
The music
anxiety.
is definitely... Oh, fuck, I found it. Grace, it's called. That one will fuck you up.
I think I have seen that one. Well, this Mother movie, there's a kid, and it just gets completely pulled apart. It was pretty horrendous to watch. You know what though? The TV, like that TV show 13 Reasons Why, I found more disturbing than these movies, and it's because they watched, like, you were watching someone get raped, but not in the sort of provocative way. It was more like it just zoomed in on her face, and it was just
like
blank.
Scary. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it showed her cutting her wrists and committing suicide in the bath. And I was like, ugh, this gives me weird feelings inside.
Did it show the blood like pulsing out until it slowed down and then stopped?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That's gross.
I didn't. But one thing that did kind of drive me a little bit nuts about that is that the bath got more full. And I don't know if that would happen. Maybe it would. I suppose.
Well, depends.
Your body is still taking up the same amount of space, but you're adding liquid to it. So maybe it would overflow.
Yeah, but you're taking that liquid out of your body, which is getting smaller.
I don't know if it would.
Archimedes would be able to answer this question.
Yeah, I don't know if... that was one of the things I was like, oh, I don't know if that would happen. It's kind of like when... what's the dog's name from Paw Patrol that I hate?
Chase?
Water cannons. Ruh!
Oh. Yeah, that's Zuma.
No.
Or no, that's Chase. Chase is on the case. Or no, Marshall.
Marshall. Yeah. Where does he get the water from? So it's like,
exactly. Does he have a condenser in there? I don't know. Water vapor sucked from the air? Because if he's got that kind of technology, they really
need that in Africa.
Yeah. Chase is on the case.
Yeah. Bill. What's that guy's name who owns Microsoft?
Gates.
Bill Gates. He founded Marshall. I swear my head went.
He founded the Paw Patrol franchise.
He's developed this water technology that converts like human waste into drinkable water for these third world countries that
they've done
don't
that
have
through
clean
NASA
drinking water.
For a long time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think he helped sponsor, like he sponsored it. But yeah, if they could get Marshall's condensing technology, although I mean the air in Africa, that's probably why they haven't done it, is because the air in Africa is probably quite dry.
Too arid, yeah.
Yeah, so there goes that idea.
Also, it doesn't exist. It's just we're just theorizing about how a cartoon works. Here, I'm going to read you the overview of Grace, the movie. You can decide if you want
we'll
to
see how
one.
close you are.
In the wake of a horrific car accident that kills her husband, Michael, is the husband, expectant mother Madeline Matheson discovers that her daughter Grace has died in the womb. Ignoring her doctor's warnings that the fetus must be removed from her body, a grief-stricken Matheson demands to carry the child to term, even if it endangers her own life to do so. Curiously, little Grace emerges undead and with a craving for human blood.
Ooh. It's very
Twilight
Saga.
Yeah.
The Twilight Saga. Renesmee. Is that what they ended up calling the baby? Grace Renesmee Marshall.
I think what made it so scary was the you know how they do a movie poster. The movie poster is of a baby bottle, and it looks all dirty, and there's a fly on the tip of it.
Oh, gross.
So the most depraved movie I could find on here was called A Serbian Film. I'm not even going to describe it. I don't think you should watch it.
I don't watch, I only like mainstream movies. I don't like low budget
Hereditary
movies.
won a ton of... Now, Hereditary is apparently the scariest movie that's been made since The Exorcist, and it won a ton of awards.
No, there's one called The Witch, which is supposed to be scary.
No, that's the other one I was mentioning. Yeah, so that one and Hereditary are the two kind of super scary.
I thought I watched...
Too dark for me.
I watched the new Blair Witch. It didn't scare me. I don't know. Maybe it's just that I'm mature now.
Actually, that you've confronted pancreatic cancer and you're like, nothing else is this fucking scary, and I got to live with this every day.
Demonic possession would be rather grim, but
sure, she vomits like green once in a while, but with pancreatic cancer, you can do it all day, every day until it turns to blood.
Yeah, I mean, does she feel nauseated, or is it just overflow? Because give me that vomiting any day.
Yeah, that kid needs a duodenal stent.
They must stop feeding her ham and pea soup. I've decided that I'm not going to do part 2 of Bundy, because if you thought part 1 was boring, part 2 is even more boring.
Well, I'll tell you the one thing that's really interesting about Bundy that I didn't know until I kind of looked him up a bit. He escaped. I had no idea.
Yeah, he escaped twice.
Idea.
Yeah,
and then had cut the bars a third time, and they caught him. Smuggling hacksaw blades, presumably up his ass.
That's a scary movie. Oh my god, that brings me back to a nightmare that I had last night.
Oh yeah.
Where it was actually about one of these movies, and someone was trying to pull something. It was a demon. A demon had played a very mean trick on somebody and put a bottle up their ass. But they were like just a glass bottle, but when they were pulling it out, it was coming out all easy, but he had made one little notch in it that was very sharp.
Like a barb.
Like a barb. That is a fucked up dream. Where does this come from?
I don't want to analyze that one too deeply.
I probably
no pun intended.
Probably had to take a shit.
Yeah, it could be. I did wake up and go directly to the can. When I was in the Restigouche this spring, I went fishing, and Dad was sick, and he was like, "The only thing that I want to see is you catch a salmon." He said it's really important to me to see you catch a salmon before I die. And I was like, "Well, no pressure. There's no fucking fish here, by the way." So,
okay. Now, Nick, I need you to go to Billy's Seafood and get a frozen salmon. Whoa! This is a whopper! Why is it gutted and flayed? Oh, look, Nick said that it was the best thing to do, Dan. At the side of the water.
It had struggled too hard. It had a heart attack while it was bringing it in, so I thought, why waste it?
My bird died last night.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, again, your menagerie of sick pets is over.
It wasn't even sick. And it was while I was, last night I heard the birds kind of going a little bit weird.
Yeah.
And it sounded like a possum. So possums in the tree, they kind of make this kind of weird squealing scream. screaming sound.
Yeah.
When you cough, make sure you cough directly into the microphone.
I turned away. Fuck. Sorry, everyone.
It's a little bit of a jump scare for all the peeps. But yeah, I woke up this morning and it was on the bottom of the cage. I think it was demonic possession. Or we have a gas leak.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe that's why I'm so chronically tired.
Yes, you know what? Maybe you do have some kind of exposure happening.
Yeah.
The canary in the coal mine is dead.
I know, but the other one still is alive. But it typically sits higher on the perch than the other one. So
oh, fucking hell. When I was in Newfoundland, I had 2 finches. I had them the whole way through. Mom got them for me when I first moved there. And she's like,
I remember.
their singing will keep you, cheerful. It didn't. It was a fucking horror show, but whatever. That may just be my depression talking. But anyway, so in my 3rd year, I had to come home for a couple of months to do rotations in New Brunswick. And I paid this kid, the next door kid, I paid him $150 to go in and feed and water the finches. And when I came back, the 2 birds had cooked inside the cage. Oh. They were dead and desiccated at the bottom of the cage. And I said, so I went next door and I said, what happened to the finches? And he said, oh, I decided to go on a little trip with my class. And I was like, well, what the fuck? It's like you just killed... Didn't you tell somebody to feed the birds and give them water? He's like, no.
That's kind of like, well,
and
not
then I was going to
like...
ask for my money back, and I was like, what do I do here? I feel bad. I felt so bad for them.
Yeah,
they
well,
were
I think
lovely little animals.
The moral of the story is to pay the pet sitter once you're home.
I would say the moral of the story is don't go to fucking Newfoundland.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to all our Newfoundland listeners.
The majority of our listeners are from the US. The show Come From Away makes Newfoundland sound lots of fun.
Also a good name for a porn.
Come From Afar.
Wouldn't it be funny if there was a porno based on the story of September 11th?
Oh, no. I'm watching this show called Big Mouth, and I hadn't been watching it because I thought it was for children, but it is not. And this girl gets... Yeah, this girl gets her period, and she has to use a 9/11 towel as a diaper. She was so mortified. It was good. You should all watch that.
A 9/11
I'm not going to...
towel?
Yes.
How tacky is it that they sell those like memorial plates and memorial spoons and stuff from the Franklin Mint? Remember, never forget September 11th. The day our nation came together as one. It's got pictures of the Twin Towers on it. You're like...
Well, yeah, this fake towel had the number 9, and then the 2 Twin Towers made up the 11.
There's a really good episode of Reno 911 where they had to... In their parade, the point of the police parade was remember 911 because they'd just gotten 911 in their jurisdiction. But like to phone, but the guys from the Reno Police Department made a big float with like the 2 Twin Towers and a plane going into one and smoke coming out of the other one.
Oh, no.
Like, we thought it was 9/11.
I wonder, like, do you think that they planned it that way? I have not done any research except for every September 11th. I watched that video that those 2 French brothers made about 9/11. But
again, too depressing for me. It was that was on TV at the time. I'd just gone to Newfoundland again. I had my finches, and that happened like my second weekend. I had an exam the next day, and I was just
it was my first year of university.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
And I watched it like nonstop until they invaded Iraq, and then I thought, well, this is a complete fucking disaster. I'm not watching the news anymore.
Yeah.
And I was much better off without it.
Yeah. But yeah, I wonder if they put thought into the, like, I know that they put thought into the date, but I wonder if they thought that date had meaning to people.
It would be easy to remember, maybe.
Yeah, it's so weird.
9/11. Now, they did use that date to attack the embassy where in Benghazi.
It's a quiz show.
Benghazi.
What is Benghazi?
and I guess the Americans knew that was coming, but didn't act on it or something. So I think that was a big part of why Hillary lost the election. But I don't. Yeah. Who knows? I don't.
And the Russians.
That and the fact that she used her Hotmail address. I still don't get why that's a. I mean, so she used a different email address. I have a hospital address. I don't use it. I use my.
I know,
old
but
email
you're
address.
not like Senator of State.
I'm not
Secretary
running.
of State. You're not dealing with like.
In fairness,
nuclear
I'm not
codes.
running for. Yeah, I'm not running for president.
Dearest Obama.
Yeah.
Just wanted to write a quick email to let you know that the nuclear codes have changed and have gone from 0000 to 111111. Kind regards, Hillary. Sent from Hillary Clinton Hotmail.
Hillary Clinton 69 at hotmail.com. Hey Barry, just wanted to touch base. I always had this suspicion that people called Obama Barry in real life.
Baza. Sup, Baz?
Sup, Barry?
So what were you going to... I'm not going to talk about
this
my
is a
stupid
quickie.
thing.
I mentioned it the other day. Remember I talked about the Slender Man? Well,
I
called it the Slender Man murder.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. So, long story short, I was thinking of something called the Mothman Prophecies, which was a movie.
Richard Gere.
Yeah.
I remember watching that and not being afraid too. Stupid.
Yeah. Again, it scared me at the time, and I think in retrospect is nothing compared to pancreatic cancer.
No.
Not even in the ballpark. If you made a movie about pancreatic cancer, it would scare the shit out of everybody who watched it.
You really should watch that Mother movie that I watched the other day with Jennifer Lawrence, because it is just like my social anxieties are amplified 10 million times. You need to watch it.
By that movie?
Yes. It's like, it was too fucking real to life.
I might watch the CinemaSins version.
It was so good.
I can't do dark movies. I just watched an episode of Workaholics tonight. That was my...
It wasn't dark until like the last 30 minutes. But no, like basically the beginning is that they live in this beautiful like old farmhouse, and it's very secluded and like manicured lawns and everything's perfect. And they're redoing the house, and then these people just start to come to visit this famous husband, and they just like, it's like they overstay their welcome, and they break things.
Like a horror movie.
Yeah, they break things accidentally and like are rude about it, and it was just like, oh, you fucking bitch. I was getting riled up.
Well, that's too close to real life, like you said. It would just upset me because that happens all the time.
I know. So yeah, you should watch it, and then
Dad gets chemotherapy, and everybody with fucking pneumonia comes to visit. Like, what are you doing? Why are you here?
Yeah.
Or, the other thing that gives me massive anxiety, I was taking Jack to Sunday school on Sunday, and I was dropping him off, and I overheard one of the mothers dropping her kid, always a bad sign, kids in pajamas, dropping the kid off, and she's like, now, Lucy was really sick last night and had a lot of vomiting, so if she starts vomiting again, you just tell me and I'll come get her. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah,
how
people are so fucking
how
stupid.
How stupid are you?
Like,
I mean, you could...
God will understand.
Yeah. In fact, God gave us
to...
something called science so that you could be less of a goddamn idiot.
Like, he's not going to be like, you didn't go to church this week.
Yeah,
I'm
boom,
going to get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
People
dare
are
you?
So stupid. Anyway, Jack is having a ton of anxiety himself because he's losing his teeth all of a sudden, and he hates losing them. He hates the way they wiggle and stuff. Man, I had to like cheer for him tonight. I was like, "It's already out." It wasn't already out. It's like, look, it's just sitting there. It's stuck in the little hole. You just have to pull it out of the hole. It's just stuck in there, but it's not attached. And then he got it out, and we cheered and everything. And then he was like, a little tiny bit of blood, and he was like, "Oh my god, I'm bleeding, Dad. What do I do?" I was like, "Nothing.
Go dig a go dig a grave,
your grave." I'll call Dustin.
Yeah, Alice goes fucking animalistic on her teeth when they get wibbly wobbly, and it grosses me out because she's so into pulling them out. Like,
there's a middle ground.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, it's so annoying." Like, it will be wobbly for a good month.
Yeah.
And she will bite an apple, it will turn sideways or something. And she's like, "Oh, it's so annoying." And I'm like, "Oh, let me do it." And she's like, "No, I'll do it." And she's like, got the tissue and she's giving it all
tearing at it.
Just like shit. And then it fucking bleeds a lot because
she's not ready to come out. Yeah.
Well, no, but she's torn all like the gum around it. Like,
because it's sharp, those little like edges. Yeah.
It's like she's really traumatized the gum. So, so tell me about your skinny man.
The Slender Man. So I was thinking this was some like ancient entity because I kind of just knew the outline of the story. I was wrong. So the Slender Man is a fictional character, and he was invented in a Photoshop contest on a website called Something Awful, which is it's kind of a comedy website. Yeah. And the goal was to create paranormal pictures. So this guy took basically one of the pictures was a picture of kids with this like distorted, like skinny guy with no face in the background. And It said, and the caption said something about how this was taken just before the disaster when all these kids died. Other photos property of the FBI and stuff like that. So anyway, so he's basically this tall, thin guy with no face, and he's got this weird little round head. And in all the pictures of him, he's wearing a black suit. It's kind of just this bullshit thing. And it kind of spread around the internet. Do you know what a creepypasta is?
A what?
A creepypasta? They were like these little pasta, like spaghetti pasta.
No.
Yeah. I didn't know. I mean, no. I'd heard of them before. They're just like these. The creepypasta is just little stories designed to scare you, basically. So you can look them up. They're usually short, and they kind of got spread around the internet in a viral way somehow.
Fashion, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, it was all. So this is all bullshit. It was just invented in 2009. This guy, but. In Wisconsin in 2014. I can't pronounce the place. I think it's Waukesha or Waukesha.
Yeah. Watermelonisha
with Wisconsin. These two 12-year-old girls, Anissa Weir and Morgan Geyser, they lured their friend Peyton Leutner, another 12-year-old girl, into the woods and stabbed her 19 times in an attempt to impress the Slender Man and become proxies of the Slender Man, because they'd read one of these creepypasta stories and they assumed that it was true that you could become a proxy of the Slender Man, who was like
you could become slender by
you become slender.
So these two fat chicks
carved the fat away.
These two fat chicks killed another fat chick to become slender.
Well, this poor girl. I mean, they're all 12, right? It's terrible. But the poor girl, good on her. She crawled to the road after being stabbed 19 times, and 6 days in the hospital later, she actually recovered.
Whoa.
And the two girls who stabbed her were found not guilty by reason of insanity. But then they were retried just this year in February and convicted and sentenced to long periods in mental health institutions. So, just a little bit about the attack, and I'm just kind of taking this. I printed this off earlier, 5 minutes before we started the podcast, so I haven't really, again, I haven't read it and proofread it to make sure there's nothing about like genitals in it.
yeah. Learned from my mistakes
after you read the thing from Bored Panda.
Yeah.
So they were going to attack her during a sleepover. They planned to tape her mouth shut and stab her in the neck and then flee. But they didn't do that. They decided to give her one more day to live. Then they were going to attack her in the bathroom of a local park. But the actual attack took place in the forest while they were pretending to play hide and seek. Again, they pinned her down, stabbed her 19 times in the torso, legs, arms, with a 5-inch long kitchen knife.
I mean, if that's not motivation to find a good hiding place.
Yeah, like you should have gotten better at hiding.
Found you.
Yeah. They hit 2 major arteries and missed her heart by less than a millimeter, and did stab her through the diaphragm, cutting into her liver and her stomach. They told her they were going to get help, and then they just left. A couple of fucking bitches. I mean,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh no, they're victims. They have mental disorders. No, they're fucking stupid and they're assholes. I mean, stupidity shouldn't count as a mental disorder. But
no,
there you have it. Amazingly, they were apprehended not long after.
Yeah,
because you would think these guys would be amazing, like fugitives from the law. And it was probably pretty difficult to find the knife they used because they hid it in a really clever spot. No, it was in the bag they were carrying. They were described as feeling guilty for stabbing their friend, but they felt the attack was needed to appease the Slender Man.
That's the thing, though, that does make that insanity plea.
That they're so dumb that they think this guy invented 5 years before.
But also
real.
That they kept the weapon, so they didn't try to hide it, because in their minds they didn't see that there was anything wrong with this murder. So even though they knew that it wasn't the right thing to do, they didn't understand the consequences of trying to kill somebody.
See, the law does agree with you. And they are 12 years old. I'm not saying they should get, the death penalty. Again,
no. I mean, I agree with you. I think that they're just stupid kids that are just full of themselves and thought that they would do this to their friend. Yeah. But the law doesn't see it that way. And also they're 12. So they, I don't know what I was doing when I was 12, but I'm sure that it wasn't anything productive or, smart.
Now, I'll tell you one other weird thing about this case. I gotta sneeze. Just a sec. Man.
Bless you. That's a new theme. New theme.
I know. The allergen theme. Yes. I thought that last one was going to be such a goddamn dog's breakfast because you were so frustrated. But I listened to it yesterday and I was like, man, this is so funny listening to him get so upset about how itchy his eyes are.
And it happened again last night. I think there must be like a blood vessel that gets engorged under my left eyelid when I get allergic, and it feels like there's something in my eye. But I was literally turning that eyelid inside out, just trying to get whatever was under my eye out. It just drove me absolutely bonkers. But I think what made it really funny is that I don't listen to them anymore before I just post them. So
there was a long period of awkward silence where I was just sitting there like
commentary, your commentary, like, I think that he's just overdosing on over-the-counter medications. I listened to that back and I was like, probably true.
Oh shit. Anyway, the weird thing that these girls did when they were getting evaluated for, their psychiatric evaluation, how long they should be kept in the mental hospital or whatever.
Yeah.
One of them started committing acts on behalf of Voldemort.
Oh, gosh. These are two very influential children.
They're
easily influenced.
Yes. And you know,
Voldemort made me do it. I'm a Hufflepuff. Avada-kedavra! Oh, it doesn't work.
God damn it. At least if they did that. At least if they tried to kill them with magic. It would have been less horrendous. When Jack was little, it doesn't work anymore, but when he was little, I got him a wand. You could get these wands from Ollivander's wand shop. Or whatever, with their name on it. And I gave it to him, and I told him to point it out the window, pick a tree, and see if you can make the leaves move on the tree. But of course, there's always a breeze, right? He would stand there 20 minutes at a time going, I can't believe this. I can't believe this works. It's like, Jack, you got pretty strong power.
we went
You're moving all the trees.
We went to Disney World, and my kids are really into Harry Potter. In fact, Alice is now a Death Eater, and she uses the Crucio curse on Elijah quite often now. Well, Voldemort made her do it.
What are the floating things?
The Dementors.
The Dementors. Yeah, that'd be a good name for a band.
I'm sure that there is one. Yeah. Oh, I've lost my ring. Just noticed.
Wedding ring or pewter ring?
No, one of the ones that I made. It was silver, but it's just somewhere in the bed.
It'll show.
It's because I'm losing so much weight.
Are you?
So, fuck no.
Because I was like, man, that like your surprised Korean picture with your like inflamed eyes yesterday, or the day before yesterday. I was like, dude, he looks skinny. God damn it.
I am not.
I'm gonna be alone in my fatness.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, unless I'm just, I don't know, developing cancer, and my abdomen is just full of lesions.
The true horror.
But Alice wants to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter next time because
that's in Disney, or is that in Universal Studios?
Yeah. So, but you can buy the wands from Ollivander's, and if you go around the park, there are little areas that you can swish your wand around and say the words, and it will make something happen inside a window. Oh. So, yeah. So it's pretty clever.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably like $150 for the fucking wand, because you have to buy the wands from them.
But then you've already spent the $15,000 to fly your family to Orlando.
Yes, but also you could probably just make like a stick. Give them a stick and just bring your television remote, because it's probably just working off of infrared.
Does this work with my iPhone? Because that's the real magic.
Yes.
Even if, I mean, I know the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is amazing, but if you entered that world, despite all the the amazement, if you whipped out an iPhone from today and you in the 2007 movie, yes, they'd be like, Dumbledore would be like, holy fuck. My goodness, Harry.
I
can call Hagrid.
Hello. Oh, hello, Professor. This is amazing technology.
This podcast has taken a different turn. Next episode, just Harry Potter trivia.
I would fucking kill at that, though. I am a big
You can do the voices extremely well.
Well, for the children.
Do Professor McGarrigle.
I don't know. I don't know Professor McGonagall's voice.
McGonagall. See, I don't know them that well.
Yeah, no, I don't. I do the voices for the kids, but I think that might be it. But my favorite is Hagrid. Yeah,
that's pretty close. Although that sounded a little bit like Hagrid and a little bit like somebody's about to mug you in a, a Guy Ritchie movie.
You're
Hand
a
over
wizard,
the wallet,
Harry.
John.
You're a wizard, Harry. Now give me all your money. You only have 2 nickels and a knut.
I'll take you behind Diagon Alley.
What are you doing here at Nocturne Alley? Anyway, yeah, I'm done.
That should be the name of this episode.
Nocturne Alley.
Yeah. You're a wizard, Harry. Now give me all your money.
Oh, shit. Gringotts. It's the safest place in the world except for Hogwarts.
You know, that movie, the amount of peril they put the children in is unfucking believable.
Oh, well, it's just pretend.
I don't see how they can call.
It's movie magic.
How many of them die? Dozens. Dozens
Children?
of the children die.
No, just one of the children die.
Wait, aren't a bunch of them frozen? By Tom Riddle?
No, I think you're getting mixed up. I think you're combining The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Oh, yeah, that was...
with Harry Potter. You know, and Voldemort comes in on his sleigh. And he gives Harry Turkish delight.
Yeah. Which is the one where Professor Snape kills Aslan. All children's books are the same.
Oh, where's Hermione? Just over there playing with some beaver.
Hanging out with the hobbits. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a mini-sode. But we had to get this one out because I'm on call this weekend.
Yeah. Should I put this one up? What day is it?
Oh,
Tuesday.
Fire it up.
I'll put it up today. Yeah.
What the hell?
Tuesdays are like normal putting it up day, but Tuesday often turns into next Saturday.
Well, thanks for doing this one. That was good. We got to do 2 this week, so that's we're getting back on track, folks.
Yeah. We're back.
And maybe let us know. Do you still want some paranormal stuff? Because I kind of did. I meant for it to be paranormal. I'm always trying to do paranormal and true crime. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, the Slender Man thing turned out to be bullshit. Just a couple of stupid kids.
I like the mystery, like that guy that was found potentially in ice. Send us some of things.
Send us some things. Send us all your money, Harry.
Yes.
Speaking of that, join our Patreon page.
We have one Patreon. One.
Yeah. You know who it is.
Named Dad.
It's Dad.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't really. How do you ask for money? This is such poor quality. It's hard for us to ask for money. If you do want to help us out, we do have a Patreon.
I think
page.
it will be.
It's only like $2 a month or something.
I think it would be like if people were like, you must go on ghost tours, and you must do it now. So I'd be like, okay. But
I would love to have a guest on the show, but I don't know how to do call-ins and stuff. I don't.
Oh, I can 100% get a guest on. I think my friend Caesar. He's good at this stuff. He's like a legit
ghost hunter.
No,
Caesar Milan, ghost whisperer.
He does herping, which is I think he goes. I'll let him describe it when we get him on.
He waves his hand at a woman and decides if she has herpes.
You know, that's what I thought it was.
That's quite close.
Yeah, I was like, do you do hep seeing? Because
I need to know.
I don't want to wait the next 5 weeks.
Was he your friend who played Shitty Wallet?
No, that was Dean. That was the best. Shitty Wallet, yeah.
You may have to briefly explain before we sign off.
Well, Shitty Wallet is when you fill a coin purse or a men's wallet with preferably dog shit, because I think the human shit aspect is just taking the risk of disease up too high. Yeah,
you're gonna get diphtheria.
And you put it in a wallet, and you do it in a shopping mall that has multiple levels. Then you go up to one of the higher levels with the wallet on the ground in the lower level, and you watch people pick up the wallet and stick their fingers inside to see if there's any money or identification. And they pull their fingers out, and they are covered in feces.
Hey, you want to go to the mall and play Shitty Wallet, mate? Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Love Australia. Can't wait to get back. Well, I can wait because I can't go while Dad's still here.
Yeah, I can wait, and I don't want to have to go.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it means bad things will have happened.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm getting a pool next week.
Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Mine just collapsed. Did you know that?
I know, Mum told me. This one's good.
Ongoing drama of my house. I've got the sinkhole, not fixed. Heat pump, still broken. Swimming pool, collapsed.
Did it, is it now empty of water? Devoid of
There's no pool. It's a giant hole in my deck with gravel at the bottom. There's no swimming pool.
Did someone come and take it away?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess you could turn that into a garden?
A dump? Why take it to the curb when you can throw it into the hole?
I bet I know exactly what's in there right now. 5 million Nerf guns with Nerf bullets and a jacket. All the things that kids leave behind that we just can't be fucked picking up.
Has
Certainly
anyone
not
checked the
from
hole?
Yeah. Where's Jack? Oh, he's in the hole.
Check the hole.
This one's got a 20-year guarantee. So
hey, good.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy it. You're in a hot climate. You'll need it.
I know.
It'd be full of snakes and alligators, but
I got a saltwater one. Apparently, snakes don't like the saltwater ones as much. But
only moccasin snakes.
But apparently, but that's according to the person selling the saltwater
pools.
Yeah. So he's like, "Oh yeah, mate. No, they don't like the smell of salt."
Hardly see any pit vipers, mate. I promise.
I don't think there are any pit vipers in Australia.
I just made that up. It just seems like something that would be in Australia.
All the other ones, like the fear snake,
the brown cobra,
eastern brown, they certainly live in my area, and they typically will have babies inside the little catch in the pool. So that's something to look forward to.
Live young or just lay eggs?
I think they lay eggs.
This goes back to the Indiana Jones thing.
Yeah,
we discussed it, but that scene from the Temple of Doom, snake surprise, super racist, but also possibly not scientifically accurate.
Well,
still, and also when you go to those countries, I couldn't eat the food. No offense.
Well,
I was just watching the 1,000-year-old egg thing from China. And I was like, not for me.
Mom and Dad, I think, put horrible thoughts in my head when I was a kid or maybe it was you, about that 1,000-year-old egg and that they put it in the ground and spit into it every day.
I think they were getting confused between the bird nest soup. You know how bird nests are made with the spit from the birds? I think you know what the Chinese do? They spit on their food for 1,000 years, generation after generation, and then serve it to some Canadian moron who comes to visit Beijing.
Yeah, or just Alfredo Weinstein and O's poo-poo platter. Jeez. All right. Well,
anyway, we're not that racist, but I don't know. The food thing is
a 1,000-year-old egg does sound gross. Anyway, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that your beloved pets will someday die and leave you alone.
Just like Dan's bird.
Just like my bird yesterday. Also, find us on Twitter at True Crime Bros and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube at One Foot in the Grave Podcast. See ya.
See you next time.